Okay, you're just pretending you're talking to a customer.
Right.
I'm here with Fred at Bodin
Historic
Photo. One of these times we're going to get it right. And we're going to talk about a lot of the cool stuff in the store. And what you have in your hand now is...
This is a T-shirt I designed probably about 10 years ago. It says, "In God We Trust."
Yep.
A lot of people say it's "In God We Trust." It's cod.
In God We Trust. A very Gloucester
And that's
T-shirt.
an antique image of a codfish. And originally it was a 3-foot long gold leaf cod that hung over a fishmonger's store in Cape Cod.
Wow.
A customer of mine had it. I borrowed it. And with Photoshop made it into a line drawing type thing. And there it is.
And there you go. And it's been one of these things like when you're going down Main Street, you see these in the window year after year, and a lot of local people, fishermen too,
They do.
have these shirts. Yeah.
And they wear them out and they come back and get new ones.
Yeah. Very cool.
So that's one of the shirts. The other one I have, Fish City, which of course we know that means Gloucester,
Absolutely.
and that's a North Atlantic salmon.
Yeah.
And that image comes from an antique piece of printer's type, metal printing type, that I bought that used to advertise Gloucester fish dealers
Wow.
in the Gloucester Times and other publications.
Very cool.
They're both popular.
Now there's a website on there, www.fishcity.com. That's your website?
That's my website.
Ah, very cool.
Right now it's not up,
It's not up.
but this winter it will be.
Okay.
My regular website, which is up, is bodinhistoricphoto.com.
Okay, good to know. All right, now how did you get into this business? Was photography, an old photography, a passion of yours, or?
Well, I was always a photographer, a commercial photographer, magazines like Yankee, corporations, public relations work. But I always liked antiques, so I started looking around for old negatives. And then I found them, and I was just...
You said there's something here.
I said, there's a lot here.
Yeah.
And gradually it developed into a full-time business.
And you're doing something. Would you say you're doing something that you love?
I do love it.
Yeah.
I look forward to going to work every day.
What's better than that?
Nothing.
Nothing, right? Oh, that's fantastic. I love stories like this.
It's almost like not working.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I like to talk to people.
Do you like? I mean, downtown Gloucester. Obviously, I have a spot in my heart for downtown Gloucester. Do you just you own the store, but is it almost like a social thing too? Like people pop in, you get to see.
They do. They
Yeah.
do. They do.
Yeah.
It's nice to be downtown.
Okay.
Been here for 13 years, and I've seen it change.
Yeah.
The restaurants and
Do you
the
think?
shops.
See, my theory, and you correct me if I'm wrong. You tell your theory afterwards. My theory was that it was led the Renaissance, I would call it, was led by the restaurants.
Absolutely right.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
First, Cafe Beaujolais. Old Beaujolais was down in the east end on Union Hill, and then they moved into the middle. And it seems like they really kicked off this unbelievably culinary thing that's happening
They
here.
did. They did. Excuse me. But you can't forget passports.
No, I'm
You
not.
can't forget jalapenos, which
Yeah.
have been here a long time.
Yeah, I just saying it almost seemed like they kicked off this thing that there was something here. You know what I mean? And
Well, they kicked it up a notch.
yeah, and everybody kind of brought everything up, and we've been the beneficiaries ever since.
We have.
So let's talk about some of the you have a vast collection, but what people might not know when they come into your store is you have all these framed prints. For this one example is the old Good Harbor Beach bathhouse circa 1910. But there's also, you have this database that if people don't see what you have in the shelves, you can generally find it.
I can find it. I may have a scan of it on the database, so you can look at that. I have about 500 scans. But I also have these notebooks. And these notebooks, there are 7,000 prints here that I made from the negatives.
Oh my goodness.
And these notebooks have 100 prints in them each. And based on the negative number that I can find on the computer, I go to the right notebook and we look up what you might want to see. Let's get something. Oh, there it is.
Look, there's the same. This was on the shelf.
There it is.
And there's the.
That's called a contact print. It's meant mostly for just looking at, so you can decide if you like it.
Cool.
And You know, it's just full of, you can spend hours going through the castle on Salt Island.
It's almost like you have a museum here.
Well, kind of, it is.
I wonder if that's my dock.
It's probably downtown more.
Yeah, that looks more like, I wonder. Yeah, beautiful.
So I have all the neighborhoods in Gloucester covered.
Yep.
This is Rocky Neck and East Gloucester. And then further down we have Main Street. Down here.
Oh yeah, is that how you have them broken down?
Kind of, pretty much, but I move them around. And on the pegboard behind you, we have mostly East Gloucester.
There you go. God's country, as I call it. Rocky. Wow, look at that picture of Rocky Neck. I wonder what that was. Cool. All right. And you also have artwork.
We do. I have paintings.
And who's paint? Like, is it all just a bunch of different people?
People that I know and that I like and that I know I can sell.
Yeah, yeah. Because you could take up space in a shop pretty quickly with
And not sell
stuff that
anything.
doesn't sell. Right. So you have to be pretty selective.
And these are something new I've taken on. They're driftwood sculpture.
Wow, look at
And this one happens to have lichens growing in a crevice.
Wow, how cool is
That
that?
sculpture, that piece of driftwood came out of a bog in northern Maine.
Wow. Holy mackerel. Is it one person? Is one person
Well, I
that's
have
doing
two. One is from Maine, what you just saw. Another is from Texas. And he makes his sculptures on what's called desert driftwood.
it? Cool. All right, and then
Here's one of my favorite pictures right there. Clam Tucker, who would clam on the Annisquam and had a little shack and sold his clams. People still remember him.
yeah, I heard something about him. What a cat, huh? Character right there. Very cool.
And I have a few Fiesta pictures.
Wow. That looks like, is that by the Portuguese church?
Yes.
Is that right to say? Or is it not derogatory when you say Portuguese?
It's your accent, that's all.
Okay, yeah, that's all. Just the accent. Got nothing against the Portuguese people. Very good people. This,
And then I opened up a little Boston section last spring. There's a lot of people from Boston come here now. So I want to have something for them. And it's done very well. Because when you buy a box of negatives, you get a lot of different locations.
yeah, and there's no sense just like leaving them so that people don't see them. All right, and then I want to talk about the stuff that you have up at the top here, because these kind of interest me. These, what do you call them?
Those are ceramic fish sculptures.
Ceramic fish sculptures, and you have a bunch, and
They're
they're pretty.
made from the actual fish.
Oh, really? Because I was gonna say, like that catfish, that's the one that caught my eye. I've handled bazillions of pounds of these when when we handled fish, and it's very lifelike. I mean,
The artist who makes these is from Maine. He fished out of Gloucester and Boston, and he knows these fish.
yeah, they're really very
He knows what they
representative.
look like when they come out of the water.
Yeah, exactly, because they're very representative. The sheen, everything about them. It looks like they're all like brand freshly caught fish. Even down to the eyes, the shape of the gills, everything. Very cool.
And they're all pottery, just like a coffee mug. They're glazed. They're not painted. It's a ceramic glaze.
Yeah, look at that striper. Anyone would like to have that.
I got one of those in my kitchen.
I see. And you get the little mackerel. Very cool. All right. So come on down. Let's talk about the address one more time.
82 Main Street.
82 Main Street and the website.
BodinHistoricPhoto.com.
Thank you so much.